Hello and welcome. I am Sylvia Hartmann, the creator of Modern Energy, and today I'm super happy to share with you our latest project and my latest project, the Community Energy Healer Program. In 2022, we ran a year-long test program, research program, called the Community Energist. And on this program we had a number of people from different parts of the world, and the idea was that to get off the internet for a change and to create a community of energists in your local town where you live, so that people would actually know who you are and know that you are a modern energist and you can help with energy related things. And one of the things that we developed in the course of this research program was the Energy Club, which is really cool. It's a rolling program of really cool energy experiences that you can have when you go every week to your Energy Club and do this with your community energist. And that was really good fun. If you are interested in that program, please contact the GoE and start your Energy Club as soon as possible. I would absolutely love that. Out of that came, when we actually did this, of going out once a week in real life and being in a room with other people, came this desire for energy healing, modern energy healing. Now, I have for a long time stayed clear of that because it is such a can of worms, basically. And also because I have to admit that I wasn't interested in healing, medical stuff at all. I was interested in the direct effects of energy on behavior. That's where I come from, and that is where my research has been all these years. But recently I became aware of this insane statistic that 50% of people who go to the doctors in the UK come away with the MUS diagnosis, medically unexplained symptoms, or there's nothing physically wrong with you. 50% of people get sent home, or they get sent to a psychologist because it's obviously all in their head, and nobody treats the energy body. So I have made my way around to realizing that energy healing really is a topic, and it's really something we should be addressing, and we should drag this out of the dark ages into the bright light of thinking clearly, thinking logically. And this is what I've been doing all my life, is trying to formulate the reality of our energy bodies and how they affect our lives in such a way that modern people can make sense of it. It's super important. So anyway, I then promised our community energists that I would write a really low cost 8-week basic foundation course, so that a person could take this person off the street who's never done any energy work before, or even if they have done all sorts of the old Stone Age methods before, it doesn't matter. And they come into this course and they do this 8 weeks, 1 hour a week, and they come away with being confident and effective in improving the health of living energy bodies of people and animals and children and their own while they're at it. And so I spent the month of January 2023 writing this course, and I'm happy to say that it's complete, it's finished, and coming to a GoE trainer or a community energist near you soon, very soon. Should think these are going to start from February onwards because they're done. So this is a very low cost introduction course. So people can take a leap of faith, and also people who would love to do this but they can't afford our pro courses can learn the basics beautifully, correctly, and move on their education from there. So that's very important. So let's just see what my aspects came up with. I know that you're excited to find out what is actually in this course. So I'm going to take us through this, the 8 units, just very quickly, because none of us have time these days. Okay, so it's the Community Energy Healer Certification course. And the outcome is to have a person understand how real energy healing works, and to be confident in these simple, straightforward techniques that they have learned and practiced together. Super important, that bit. Everybody can read a book, but it's in the actual doing of it where the learning really takes place. And that is the point of going onto this course, so that you've got a group of people you can practice this with and share your experiences, which is also really important. Okay, so they're confident in these simple techniques they've learned and practiced, and have the confidence to offer real energy body healing to their family, friends, and in their community. Whether they want to go professional with this, that's really entirely up to them. That's something for the individual community energy healer to decide. It is perfectly possible to do the certification and start working with people and charging them a fee. What we are going to recommend is that this is going to be donation based. So when you're doing this work with a person, you can ask for a donation or just have a donation box there with a suggested amount. And that could be anything from 1 penny to £5 or £10, anything at all. Leave it up to the client what they want to pay. So that's, energy healing is something that more people just need to learn about and have experienced for themselves what it can do for them. So yeah, that's really all that I want for people to be able to do after this 8-week course. And so we're going to just start in Unit 1 with the absolute basics, discovering the real living energy body, the heart of energy, switching on the healing hands of energy, how to power up the heart of energy to get a bigger field and, more energy in the healing hands, and how to get into higher energy states. Of course, the Modern Energy Community Healers course is based absolutely on my work, and that includes the Modern Energy Chart. If you don't know what that is, please go and download 7 Tips for Happiness if you're not much of a reader. And if you are a bit of a reader and a thinker, then please go and read Revolution, because that's just, it's also free, which is, the ground zero of where modern energy comes from. Yeah, so that's just Unit 1. And we practice that, and we have homework exercises to practice these things and learn and discover more about what happens when you do these things in the real world, in your real life. And because that's where the true connection and learning comes from. And this is something that goes on throughout the course, so I won't be mentioning that again. Second unit is very important. This is about, first of all, understanding what energy healing does and what it doesn't do. It's about learning to manage your own expectations and your clients' expectations using our super important 0% to 100% rule. Once we've got that done, then we can go to locating where the problem is actually located in the energy body. That's the super important. Once we know where it is, we're ready to rock and roll. We can start doing something. Instead of just talk, it becomes lived experience. Super important, that. And what we learn what we have to do to start the energy to start moving, that there's something happening, that the client can feel, that the experience they're having is changing, and they can feel that. It's only real when you can feel it's real. And we also practice self-healing. The first step to self-healing for your own energy body. Because when you experience these things yourself, obviously you are in a much better position to share that with others. Unit 3. Haha. Yeah, there we talk about the master metaphor of modern energy. And that may sound complicated, but it really isn't. We just want to get away from all the old spooky scariness that caused chaos and confusion. When people are talking about like, oh, I feel like I have a spider clawing at my throat, or I feel like my ex-husband has stabbed me in the heart chakra with a rusty sword. And we don't do that in modern energy at all. We take the person back as directly as possible to, this is only energy, it's an area, we can work with that, we can move it. Because you just cannot push a rusty sword through a chakra, or a chakra through an energy channel. This just doesn't work. Only energy flows through energy channels. Oh, I'm getting to talk about this whole content here. Oh man, yeah. So it goes about, then this is still unit 3. We're talking about then tracing real energy channels, rather than saying, oh, this meridian or that meridian or solar plexus or stuff like that. We literally discover with a real living person where the real energy really flows in this person right here, right now. And that is just so exciting and is so much better than trying to stuff your head full of the nonsense of the ages. I love it. Yes, and the whole thing with energy flow isn't just in the body. It needs to be connected to where the energy comes in, flowing in through and out, all the way out. And that's also something that we practice in this unit 3. Unit 4 is about improving energy flow across blocks and barriers. So, for example, if somebody has problems with their wrists in some way, what we're wanting to do is not just focus on the wrist as though this is a lump, but actually the problem lies in the block here. So we want to reestablish energy flow. I'm teaching this course as I'm speaking, but it's like super important when we're dealing with all manner of problems in the energy body, to really understand that we are not like the surgeon who's got this little piece of fabric with a big hole cut in it, and they're just operating on this little tiny place. But what we're dealing with is a flow system where energy has to flow in, through and out. And that's what we're practicing with these things in Unit 4. And there's also something very nice here. There is the light touch. A lot of people come to energy healing totally, they overpower. They have cartoons in their head where people are shooting laser beams out of their fingertips. And that's not what we want. The energy system is a beautiful, fragile tapestry. It needs to be touched gently and lightly. And often the lightest touch, just in the right place, is going to allow the transformation. If you come onto an energy body all guns blazing, what can often happen is that person will just automatically put up shields and you achieve nothing at all. And especially when we're dealing like with small animals, with baby humans, we don't want to go in there and, oh my God, So learning the light touch, we start with the lightest possible touch, and only if it's needed do we ramp up energy. So that's very important. And also I have included here beauty tea, because that can be used when the person can't speak, when they're unconscious or in a coma, when you're dealing with animals, obviously can't tell you stuff, or very little children, And for all of those, the beautiful touch is gorgeous, and it has 1,000 more applications. But, you know, you'll find out about that. So that's the first half over. And let's quickly go into the second half. And that's Unit 5. Two hearts combined. There is an enormous difference, a paradigm shift of a difference between how modern energy healers relate with their clients and how medical doctors or energy healers of old used to do it. We work with the client works with us, we form a couple bubble, we become more than the sum of our parts. And that makes energy healing just so much easier. It's unbelievable, you know, simple little change like that. So Unit 5 is very much about how to do that, how to create that couple bubble with the client, what techniques we use, and that includes also the Energist's handshake, which is a technique to get over your own reversals, your own prejudices, your own blocks and shields to certain types of people, so that you are free and clear to concentrate on that person's living energy body and your mission to make this person happier, stronger, more empowered. I love that, I have to say. Little side note to Unit 5 there. Modern energy healing does not only evolve the client. Of course it doesn't. When a client shifts, when there's a real energy movement in the room, God, it does the world for you. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. We evolve through the clients we serve, and I love that. And then we come to Unit 6, the core of the problem. This is about fine-tuning your sixth sense sensations to get to the heart of the problem in the area. And so we first start with the magic hands exercise. That's a really nice exercise to learn and to practice. The magic hands are not just for healing, but of course they are very relevant in healing. Then we find out how to hone in on the core of the problem for optimal results. And in doing that, because we're not doing this by ourselves, we're doing this together with our client, we learn and practice what we call in EMO the client practitioner dance. This is a flowing interaction between the client and the practitioner in the couple bubble that is incredibly effective and takes us to having sensations, experiences in energy healing that are really quite different from what you might have experienced before. And there is also that aspect of, in the client practitioner dance, the client is empowered and they're learning about their own energy body, and they are beginning to understand that they too have the power to use their own energy hands on themselves and on other people if they wanted to. And that's really super important. To me, this is as important as any fantastic energy healing experiences, is that the client comes home not as, you know, something weird has just happened to them, but something that they've understood how it works, that they found delightful, and with that thought that I can do that too. Really, that is so important to me. Because it's true, of course. We all have living energy bodies and wonderful hands of energy. All right, and then we have Unit 7, where we go over step by step how the modern energy healing session works and train that and practice that. So this is a part of giving the participants this confidence when they come out of the course, that they know exactly what they need to do, how they need to do that, until they have so much experience that they have then their own confidence. So this is a nice, clean, step-by-step walkthrough through every part of a modern energy healing session, from the moment a client contacts, a potential client contacts you, all the way to after the session is finished and homework, prescriptions have been given, and to keep in contact to find out what happened next to the client, because we want to know that as modern energy healers. And that leaves us for session 8, and I called that the energy party. Now, as I say, there is an enormous difference between energy healing of old and the way we think and act in modern energy healing. Our goals and aims are much higher on the modern energy chart, because we've understood that the higher we can be and the higher our clients can be, the easier it becomes to really make significant, magnificent changes in the energy system that create awesome experiences. You know, just way beyond healing, awesome experiences that evolve us, that make us into better people, we could say. So in order to, we need to get away from this old idea of holy, silent, weird, spooky, woo-woo kind of stuff, and get into this place where it's a delightful experience, it's a good experience, it's a delightful, uplifting experience. And energy just loves to flow. And one of my favorite energy methods is energy dancing. So you get to learn and practice energy dancing. But this is, it's not just a super energy self-help technique. And we also discuss different kinds of dances that you can do. The dance of love, the dance of money, it's all sorts of wonderful, fun things. But the main reason I have also included this is that this is super educational for the energy healer. They will begin to see, once they've understood energy dancing and they've done it a little while, they will be able then to spot when people are not dancing or where they are not dancing. So a client comes in and you can see right away that there's something stuck here. This whole shoulder area is all stuck, and perhaps the rest of the body is moving, but that bit isn't. And so energy dancing is by no means a frivolous activity just to make people happy. It is extremely educational in energy body language. So this is why I was delighted to have it included there. Yes, and with a round of applause, we end the 8-week Modern Energy Community Healer certification, and the trainer or the community energist who's running this will then be able to apply for a certificate on behalf of the participant. I'm really excited about this program. I think it's going to bring love, light and laughter, less stress, more happiness, more empowerment across the board to many, many people in the future. And I really look forward to hearing about your courses, your classes. Please let me know. I do these things. I sit here in my lonely tower, and if you don't tell me what you've done with it, then I will never know. And I would love to know your stories, your experiences with these things. So with that said, here's the Community Energy Healer program, and I'm really delighted and looking forward to finding out what happens next with that. With lots of love, bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.